Morning one and all, Martin's shave tests, 18th of March. So it's beginning very slowly to warm up a little tiny bit. I'm going to do a shave today using this, which is the Mei Ching. And this is Artisan's shaving soap of England. So this one, I'm going to give a quick go with my favourite brush, naturally, which is, of course, a synthetic. Anyway, just a quick word about tuning your final edge. I was very surprised the other day. I had a very nice shave with my Puma 91. I thought, well, I don't normally even bother stropping it, it's so good. But I thought, no, I will this time. After I'd shaved, I gave it the obligatory 26 passes on a kanayama canvas strop. And the amazing thing is, when I put it away, it was really slightly worse. So I know this is a bit contentious, but I think you can over-strop. And I'm damn sure the canvas kanayama actually very slightly blunted the edge. So I had a little go this morning, hanging hair tested it. And as I expected, it was sort of all right in one direction of the hair. But in the other direction of the hair, it was completely useless. So, as an experiment, I gave it up to 80. Yes, finally, 20 at a time. I gave it 80 laps, 80 passes on a very smooth kanayama hide. And lo and behold, of course, it's now back to as it should be. But this is just a word to the wise. I think it's possible to overdo anything. And if you've got a really good edge, I would honestly say perhaps just using a smooth kanayama leather or any other very smooth kanayama is probably a good idea, and not using a coarse canvas. However, be that as it may, I just thought I'd mention that that's a fact as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, this seems to be going on quite well. Nothing special, but going on very well. So yeah, that's the Mei Ching. And I would say, feels very good. I've got a good 4, maybe more days of stubble. This is heavy stubble. I've got my brother's birthday coming up on Friday, and I don't want to look like a typical local van driver. In other words, something that's just escaped from a prison camp. So, there we have it. That's me looking modestly lathered up. Let me show you something of interest, vague interest anyway, which is, there is the case for this beautiful Puma. This, of course, is a Puma HighClass, Puma HighClass number 91. And it's been my test bed for a long time. It's completely covered, as you can see, with all the stickers where I've done different things to it. Anyway, it's on a very good edge now, and it was first put on in 2023, and it is a cotical. Yeah, so it's a cotical edge put on 2023, and it's been used quite a few times. I've even run out of room for the stickers, so I'll have to clear those off at some point and start all over again. Anyway, enough out of me. Here's the Puma 91, which, as you can see, is only about a generous 5/8. It's certainly not a 6/8. It's a generous 5/8. It's got the Latterjung and Sund on it, and of course it's an early one. However, be that as it may, let's start and see how it goes. I would honestly say, out of all the razors which are affordable, note the word, I would say an early Puma is one of the best you can get. This is carving, so 5 days of stubble like it wasn't there. No drag. Yeah, it's a beauty. So that's my trusty Puma 91. Back to how it should be. Slightly unusual, it's got translucent scales. I suppose mock tortoiseshell. Anyway, the only other thing I'd like to mention, apart from stropping, is I'm really angry that poor old Iran is getting the shit kicked out of it. It deserves it because they have an Islamist government which is nothing short of probably one of the worst governments the world's ever seen. Murderous beyond belief. Anyway, this isn't a political channel, but I'm only mentioning this because my good friend over there, Yavar Ardakani, my top sling maker, he makes wonderful Iranian slings. And of course I haven't heard from him because the bastards have cut off all the internet. So the sooner Trump finds all their cadre leadership and eliminates them, the better. They are a curse upon mankind. However, as I say, this is not politics. It's just that I am actually quite concerned. I haven't heard from Yavar. He doesn't like his first name, by the way. His first name is Ali, same as Ali Khomeini, and he hates that name. He hates all the mullahs. Anyway, bless him. A beautiful gentleman. An absolutely wonderful, wonderful weaver of traditional slings. I'll see if I can, when I finish this, I'll see if I can just put a little tiny clip of what one looks like. Because just like the top straight razors, it's very difficult to find top anything in this world. And he's a top man. Let's just put a little bit more. Well, it's rather nice Mei Ching lather on. I hadn't used this in ages, I don't know why. That really goes on well. Let me have a look at the label again, one more time, very quickly. Yes, it's the Gentleman's Groom Room, Mei Chang, do beg its pardon. Mei Chang shaving soap. And I've got to say, very distinctive, very nice. Anyway, let me finish off. Second pass, going on beautifully. Can't say this enough. If you never want to cut yourself, then don't shave at all. But if you want to avoid nicks, get yourself a decent razor, a straight razor. You cannot beat the shave. Total comfort. Yes, it takes a little bit of learning, but it takes a bit of learning to do anything in life. That's lovely. You note that I don't do much of those for stretching the skin. If your edge is really, really, really good, you don't need to. You can get a BBS shave. I'm also using another phone. It's not a Samsung, this one's an Honor. So do excuse if it's not perfect. I haven't quite set it up. I won't go buying a new iPhone. You could have a complete razor collection for the price of an iPhone. And they're not that good. However, everybody uses them. Like everybody used to use Gillette razors, didn't they? Yeah, this is good. So, probably isn't absolutely BBS, but doesn't need to be. All I know is it just takes a few minutes with a decent razor that has a proper edge, and you'll get no complaints. Double hammered steel, ice quenched, German, but probably originally Swedish steel. I'm not certain about that, but I am certain that you will not beat a good Puma. They are as good as the top so-called Spanish razors that I've used, but the Spanish razors all use German grinding and German steel anyway, so however, that is lovely. Yeah, that's BBS. Right, chaps, that was it. Just a little chat from myself. What I'm going to try and do is add on the end of this just a picture of what real quality is. This is a real quality razor. Let me add a picture right at the end of a quality workmanship of a good Iranian sling. Anyway, that's it from Martin Shave Test. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Over and out.